Hey, hi everybody. Well, we got a full house here already, don't we? Hi, Roman.
Hi there, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Melanie. Who you got there, Melanie?
It's Linda. She's my big
Linda.
sister.
Okay. So, up and coming, or is she already adopted? You've been going through fosters faster than.
As far as I know, she's not adopted. No one told me otherwise.
Okay. She's young. She'll go quickly.
She
Boy,
is.
what a show we have today. Rome is here for a reason. I think. Did you invite him? I don't. Whew, boy, I just can't shake this thing I've got. Boy, what a show we have today. We got one of my favorite types of dogs on. That's a senior. Yeah, but just wait till you hear his story. And how resilient he is and bounces back from crap. So, but before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Lori. Lori lost one of her Newfoundlands last week, and yeah, we're with you there, Lori. Lost Remy. Ever since I've known Lori, she's had Remy. So, then she lost Mr. Tibbs a few months ago. No, he was Great Pyrenees. Well, Akbash Pyrenees mix, but yeah, she's down to youngins now. So anyway, we're thinking about you, Lori. Let's see. And then a dog that I knew that I actually transported on holiday about 11 years ago, and she passed away. And yeah, rough week for people, but that's life. When we move forward, and you guys save more dogs, me and Roman, we help more dogs. So all right. So we have a senior coming up. I'm just going to bring him up. Mormont, right?
Yes.
Mormont. That's an interesting name.
It is. We call him Monty for short.
Right.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Say hi, bud.
Wow. So, how did he come into rescue?
He came through shelter, but some good citizens saw him being thrown out of a car, and so they took him in and took him to a shelter. So he stayed there for a little bit, but Melise and her sweetheart made room for him to come through rescue. So, and then he came to us.
And he had some medical issues that.
Yeah, he hadn't been fed very regularly, so he's really skinny, and his ears are a mess, and he had heartworms. But all that being said, he's been very sweet.
Awesome.
This is what he does. He just wants you to pet him.
And you've had him for about 2 months now, haven't
I've
you?
had him a month or maybe a little over. I've lost track, kind of, but
Wow.
yeah,
Whoever gets him is really you're going to get the best of all worlds. You're going to get a senior. You're going to get a lovable senior. You're going to get a forgiving peer.
Yes,
obviously.
This is his buddy Cupcake, who's playing with him right now. You can see how sweet he is. Cupcake is a little relentless, and Monty just plays like just gently, like lets her do whatever.
Jeez. Like I said, very forgiving. I'm going to let you ask the questions, Lisa.
So Brandy, tell us a little bit. I'm going to focus on you. What's your experience as a foster for Great Pyrenees Rescue Society? How long have you been doing this?
It's been about 2 years. He's my 9th foster. So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Apparently it's going well. They're treating you well then?
Oh, yeah. Always. We don't live far from headquarters, so it's pretty convenient, but he's definitely the oldest dog we've had. Hi, buddy. He's coming.
Has he been around? Do you have cats?
Yeah,
I do. Yes, I have 6 cats actually, and he is.
Oh crap!
we like animals, but yeah, he doesn't mind the cats at all. They just kind of coexist.
What about children? Do you think he'd be okay around children?
Yes, I think the only thing about children, he can be protective of his food because he was starving, so
right.
We just make sure we lock him, all of our dogs we feed individually in their kennels. So
Why does he walk funny?
Because when they found him, they did an X-ray and noticed that he has an old fracture in his leg that already had healed. So I just don't think it healed right. So he just kind of scoots a little bit on that leg. But he gets up to a run if he'll do it. Let's see if you going to run, buddy? He's not feeling
Come on, he's 10 years old. Give him a break.
No, but he will run around pretty good. It doesn't really hold him back.
Almost like it's the first time he's been able to do this, huh?
It might be. I mean, I hope he's known love in his life because he is a sweet boy. He really doesn't give any indication of physical abuse. He never gets scared or anything like that. It's just really only at feeding time he can get
It's neglect.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to miss his meals, but he's really patient with our little dog. And I do have kids. They're 13 and 16, so they're a little older. But he's he's just really good with people. He just
Roman has a question.
Go ahead.
I would recommend because he's a senior dog, and early cognitive decline is very likely to happen. I would add a meal for lunch, maybe more fattish, like maybe tallow fat, kind of to smoothen up his internal system a little bit. That will help a lot also with resource guarding.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, he was really skinny when we got him. So he's about 10 pounds up from when we got him. So he eats good. He's really not picky. He takes his medicine well. And so we do feed him 3 times a day, which I think has helped.
So he needs a home where he can live out his golden years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Has he
And
been
it looks
exposed
like
to big dogs?
We do. Yeah, we have another. Well, she's a Pyrenees. She's a small Pyrenee. She's in the house right now. But they get along great too. They just coexist. They don't really play, but just coexist. So there's really.
Well, he sports that sweater well too.
Well, I decided to dress him up. He looks cute. It's actually cold in Houston today, which is weird.
At least you didn't make him look like that.
Oh. The duckies.
Sorry, Molly, you'll never live that down. And he plays with that little dog very nicely, huh?
He does. They're cute. We have a really big bed on the floor that he sleeps in, and this little one will come and cuddle up right next to him. They just take a nap together.
Oh boy. Classic Great Pyrenees. Seen it all, been there, done it, doesn't care about anything. Now he just wants to live.
Yeah.
Look at that. Did you see that solid eye contact, Roman? Sheesh.
Love it.
Yeah. Wow.
Hi.
So, why isn't he adopted yet? What, you trying, you hiding him or something? Is that why you still have him?
Well, we were just trying to get some weight on him and get him healthy, and so he's
But he's available now, right?
he is now available. Yes, he's
All right.
great. So
Okay, I noticed he didn't have a bio up yet, but I'm sure that's coming pretty soon, right?
yes, it should be.
But he's up there. If his picture's there, he's available. So it's GreatPyreneesRescueSociety.org.
Oh, I
And
see. Asking a question if he gives kisses. I don't remember him. He doesn't really lick much. So.
Well, what Pyrenees doesn't give kisses though?
He's not an over kisser, that's for sure.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Look at him. He just wants to be around his humans.
Yeah.
Awesome. But you'll get that sometimes with
Tracy. Brandy, what would be the home for best fit for Mormont?
I think any right now the only thing bad habit really is just learning to potty train, to house train. So anybody that would be available to help work with that and take him in and out, or if he had an indoor outdoor situation, that would be ideal. we don't have that because we've got a pool and cats and things like that. So that's really, and then like I said, I think he'd be great around other dogs and family, younger kids, as long as you're careful with the food. So
I'm careful with food around any dogs.
right. So he's not alone in that, but that's, like I said,
Yeah.
the two things is just the house training and being careful around dinner time. And other than that, he's a good boy.
Awesome.
Wow. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where Mormont is. His foster mom calls him Monty. I like that name too, Monty.
I do too.
Yeah. Wow. Looks like have you been socializing him?
No, other than the dogs we have now, but he hasn't know of any issues. He was at rescue for just a little while. I haven't heard any issues there, so I don't expect an issue. He's kind of
that's what Roman's gonna do today. He's gonna talk about kind of opposite of Mormont, puppy socialization and why it's so important. Right, Roman? Hang on, Brandy, thank you for bringing him up here and showing and letting me slobber all over my microphone over him. That's seniors are the best, I tell you.
Yes.
And he's no exception. All right. So what's this? Roman told me one time, he told me on a message, let me get it straight here. It says something about what are peer behaviors. And I told him that's a new one on me. Then he said something about training them like a golden retriever. And that's interesting. What do you mean by all of that? I think you were just giving me a hard time, weren't you? Yeah.
That too.
Peer behaviors.
Yeah, first of all, well, in order to address all these peer behaviors, we should start very early. And to give you just a heads up, puppy socialization is not what you think it is. So I have a long list, to-do list that things you should do to socialize your puppy. Because it's a long list, I have a cheat sheet.
Wait a minute. I was told just take him to the grocery store and show him to everybody, and that's socialization.
Sure, if you want to fail your dog, do only that. You're good.
So that's not what you're talking about, is it?
No. So here is my incentive. Whoever donates to you gets the entire list. With instructions.
Well, let's get a donate button up there or a place to donate there, Melanie.
I just give you a heads up. It's 9 pages long.
The list of socialization requirements for puppies, 9 pages? Please say you write
9
big.
9 pages long. A checklist. Just checklist,
the check.
Right?
Gotcha.
So, and also some instructions too. So think of this way. You are an alien, landed somewhere in an alien country, and you have no clue what's going on in an environment. What would be the tools that you use to feel safe? You need a safe person next to you, to guide you through this new environment that you are. You don't speak the language. You've never been there. Everything is new to you, and everything is scary. So imagine an 8-week-old puppy just came out of the car, airplane, transport, whatever. He just lost his family. He's going through grief. He lost his safety. He's going through grief. He lost his home. He's going through grief. He lost his safe bed. He's going through grief. He basically lost everything. Now he doesn't trust anything anymore.
And he didn't have any say in this matter either.
Right. So all of a sudden his environment changes and he has no control of it. And we have a guardian breed that control is the number one thing they do. If they don't control the environment, they get stressed. And when they get stressed, they make mistakes. They make mistakes, we have a problem. So wind the time back. And the first thing you want to teach your dog when you want to socialize your dog is to trust you. You should be the safe haven the dog comes to you for safety. Right? Like you go to a person that you trust if you're in a difficult situation. Because your dog will never feel safe if he doesn't have a safe reference point. He leaves you, he explores, comes back again, safe. He leaves you, he explores something new, comes back to you, safe. So you are the safe haven. Everything from you, around you is safe. And as you walk through this environment, the dog is, with you walks that safety. And I know it sounds very simple, but it's safety. The dog is there, whatever. It's a guardian dog. Think about that. How do you feel in a new situation and you have no clue what's happening to you? It's dark, you don't know anything, and somebody's next to you holding your hand, walking you through the process. It feels safe, right? Why would you not trust your person? And so if there is a confusion happening, the dog will reach out to you and tell you, hey, I have no clue what's happening here. What should we do? And you have the right answer. So number 2 on my to-do list, once you create that safe environment, you have to be predictable. Everything that comes out of your mouth helps your dog being successful. Think about that. Everything that comes out of your mouth leads to the dog being successful. You will be the number 1 go-to person when the dog struggles. The dog can freely express his feelings. It's okay to growl. It just tells you, I don't feel comfortable. If your dog barks, it tells you he's concerned about things. If he stops moving, he's telling you very clearly what's happening in front of me. I don't know about that. Maybe I should stay. Maybe I should go. I don't know. I just don't move for now until I figure things out. So you see, very settled behaviors are indication for how your dog and your puppy wants to talk to you. And imagine you need help and nobody talks to you back. It's help. Hello, anyone? And nobody gives you feedback. That's scary. So the first thing your dog wants in that conversation is to get a feedback. Feedback in a process of, good, that's a good decision you do. Stopping instead of going crazy about it. I think that's a great thing to do. And also give your dog an emotional feedback, how you feel about it. Have you ever been in a shop or in a community or in a place where somebody says, oh my God, and you're like, what? It scared me. We are social animals, so are dogs. Just they're guardian dogs doesn't mean they're not social. They are social with their flock. They are social with their peers. They are social. They're antisocial to predators. That makes sense. So if something feels to you wrong or scary or insecure, your dog will pick it up. He needs that information. So if you're concerned taking out for your walk, your dog is concerned too, for the same reason you are concerned. He doesn't know exactly what it is, but I'm sure he's going to figure it out soon. The mailman, that's concerning. The bicycle, that's totally concerning. The kids running on the bicycle, that's even more concerning. The more concerned you are about your dog's behavior, the more your dog will put the tag on it. The bicycle, the car. Now, of course, puppies, very young, they don't know things, especially between 18 weeks and 6 months. They're more vulnerable to the environmental triggers. Their first response to stay safe is to run away from it, to be scared. And let me tell you something very between you and me. Guardian dogs are in nature scary. They're scared of everything, scared of losing their property, scared of strangers who are out there want to get them, scared of making a mistake. These are all fear-based behaviors. So, how do you feel about that?
That's called puppy.
Right? And what we want the dog, they want the puppy to not feel scared about anything. Oh, that's a bunny. We love bunnies. You want to smell him? You want to check him out? Oh, that's a bicycle. Oh, well, we should check that out. That's a garbage bin. Let's discover the garbage bin. So your goal is to make your dog's environment feel safe. No problem. It has wheels on it. Must be good. It makes noise. That's a sign for more good to come. So that's the introduction for a little bit to give you an idea what we're looking at. Now, when we want to keep in mind, when it comes to make friends with your dog, you just have to be around your friend. You cannot be friends if you're not friends with your dog. Your dog will not be comfortable with stranger people if he doesn't learn how to be friends with them. We teach the dog to start building relationships, play relationship, stranger relationship, predator relationship. What exactly do you want your dog to do in all these different type of relationships he's going to build? Do we treat everybody the same? We should, except of the predators. But what makes the difference between a predator and a prey and a friend and a family member? Just because we call it a family member doesn't mean the dog understands the concept of it. That's a political concept. That's a relationship concept the dogs don't understand. So because your relatives come once in a month and you know they're your best relatives, the dog doesn't know about that. For them, they're still strangers. So we need to teach them what to do with that. You need to learn how your dog is a good dog, and when your dog is a good dog, and when your dog makes a mistake, it's still a good dog. There's nothing to punish. There is no way your dog makes a mistake, because every time you try to correct your dog for a mistake, he's going to remember the problem he had. He does not remember the solution. Right? Remember, I tell you right now, and pay close attention because your menu has changed. Elephant. Do not think on an elephant. What was in your mind again? What animal? So if I tell you don't think on an elephant, you cannot think away from it. So if you tell your dog don't do this, he just cannot put his mind away from it, doing that you told him not to. Instead, turkeys. How about turkeys? How about pizza? How about ice cream? These are good things to think about. So instead of focusing on the bad thing that's going to happen, I would like the dog to focus on good things to happen. So we see a bicycle, we connect it to super yummy chicken flavor treats. We see a car, we combine it with super yummy fish sticks. The bigger the problem, the bigger the memory should be on good things to happen. Now you have two things on your side. A, you're awesome and you have a safe feeling to your dog. And then you have distance. Imagine you're far away from a problem. Who cares about it? So rule number one, before you introduce your dog to a problem, win distance. The further away you are, the better it is. Start far away. Barely your dog can see what it is. Let's walk our way closer and recognize the first signs of your dog's discomfort. And here's the thing though. You're not looking at discomfort behavior, you're looking at not happy behavior. Exhibit A. I know, it's just white, so think that's being a long tail. If your dog wags his tail, that's happy, right? When that stops wagging that way, that is your first sign to worry about. So while people look at bad behaviors that they want to pay attention to, I would like you to look at any type of change that can happen of the standard being happy. You're floating on a happiness wave until it's not. That's your first sign. Because if you look at growling, barking, jumping, and behaving wrong, then you miss all the previous signs. It's like going to a marriage and looking at somebody cheating on things. That's the wrong thing to look for. So you look at happiness level, and that's your goal. Keep it that way. Make sure your dog feels that way. The moment he changes that, you go back where you were before, where he still was happy about it. Which means you walk until you see something changed. He doesn't feel good here. Let's go back where we felt better. Let's resume our conversation, get my dog's attention, reward him for following through, and then we're going to try it again. See if it feels the same way it felt before. If it feels the same way, my dog really struggles. I'm going to go further back until he feels better. And then I'm trying again. And since then, 3 times nothing happened, your dog will put it on his okay list. It's safe. I guess nothing happened. Well, figure it out. Imagine you are in a train track and you see a train coming and somebody tells you, it's a fake one. Don't worry about it. And you see this thing, bigger lights coming up to you. How do you feel about that? Blah, 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 blah doesn't help you because you see the problem coming up to you no matter what, you want to run. Imagine your dog walks on the street and sees this big truck coming up. And he has no clue what it is. For your dog's perspective, it's like Predator. Imagine. Look at the car from the front. Big eyes. In the middle, there's a big mouth with short legs.
And teeth.
To me, right?
Yep.
Right? We call it BMW with long teeth, 2 front teeth. No matter how it looks to you, for your dog, it looks like a predator. He wants that to go away. And guess what's happening? Your dog will bark, will show his signs of aggression, because aggression is a tool to survive. He's going to bark at the car, and he's going to jump to the car, scare the car away, and the car will drive away, and your dog wins. And all of a sudden, his behavior is being rewarded because it works. He barks, he jumps, the car disappears. Disappear. Okay? Now we have another peer in place. So you want to be the safe haven where your dog trusts you. And when you see a car coming up, get your dog's attention. Let him know that this car that comes up is a good sign, because I have something in my pocket that you want, and I'm sure you like it. But what if your dog doesn't take any treats? Because many people tell me, my dog is not food motivated. Think about that. We are not food motivated, but food the dog needs to survive. What we actually mean is, my dog doesn't take treats if he's stressed. That sounds different. So if a dog is so stressed that he doesn't take any treats, it's not because he's not food motivated, because he cannot eat while he's trying to survive. Like you eating ice cream while your house is burning? I don't think so. So when your dog doesn't take any treats, but in home he does, you know you're over threshold. What is threshold? You're in the living room, nice and cozy, warm, and you are in Michigan, not so happy about it, it's freezing cold out there. You open that door, you are outside, you are over threshold. At the door jump, you are at threshold. You know it's going to be cold, you're not cold yet, but you know that the step forward is going to get you freezing cold. Going back is warm, going forward is cold. You're just at the threshold. So you want to be with your dog on the threshold. Cozy, warm, next to the fire, where he never even thought about cold. So far back. And you walk your way through it. In your pocket, you have anything that your dog likes. From affection, so your hand in your pocket, food that your dog likes, and even a toy. And your dog would like to have that. So what your dog likes depends on your dog and not you. What your dog's flavor is today depends on your dog and the time of the day, but not about you. So if you want to give him those training treats and he doesn't like it. They're just like kids. They like ice cream the one day, they like chocolate the next day. And then you offer chocolate, they want ice cream. You give ice cream, they want chocolate. You cannot make around with them. So you're going to have multiple type of treats that you test in the morning. Option A, option B, which one you want to work for? And it's like, oh yeah, today is like a fish flavor day. Fish flavor we go. And don't go cheap. So the next thing we want to look for is different types of problems we have to deal with. So we have the classical socialization that we have in mind, meeting situations, people meeting women, meeting men, meeting teenagers, infants, toddlers, toddlers crawling, toddlers walking, men with beards, men without beards, men with deep voices, men with high voices, tall men, short men, big men, elderly men, young men, delivery men, men with hats, men with helmets, people with canines, people with walkers, wheelchairs, joggers, bicycles, people limping, people injured, people with hoods, people with umbrellas. And we are only talking about people. Right?
Oh, no, I'm stressed.
Right? So imagine that you put in a to-do list those things, and you have to check them out. So if you say, is my dog good with kids? Well, yeah, I guess. No, you don't guess. You have to educate your dog what to do with those loose cannons. Right? Have you seen a kid walking around, running, just figuring out how to move his front legs, and he can be in a second somewhere you don't want them to be? How you think scary is that to your dog? He's out of control. So what's going to happen next? Your dog will launch at that loose cannon and try to stop it. Why? Because he can. Why not? You haven't taught him anything else. But if we see that baby running and the kid running and we make a fun game out of it, your dog will be invited to a game, not to something that's threatening. So you see right now that the idea about socialization is very narrow. We have to brighten it up a little bit. How about noises? Trucks, vacuum cleaners, fans, slamming doors, plates falling off the dishwasher, bells, buzzers, trains, buses,
Arguments.
honking, garbage bins, garbage trucks, your garage door. All these things are noises. So it's not just what your dog sees happening, it's also what he can hear happening. And I didn't even talk about the weather and the neighbor's shooting range, right? And your steam engine of the neighbor's railroad truck. All these things has to be desensitized. And what does desensitizing mean? Means imagine you have to drink something you don't like. Ew, I don't like it. But yet you have to drink it. What do? You take a little sip and another sip, try to make it kind of like tolerating a little bit, tighter it in. Think of that if you think about socializing. Let your dog feel better about it. You can make that a little bit better on some orange juice in it. This is where your treats come in. Make that be interesting. And sometimes you can include that again. We do that, and then we do this. We have to overcome the cleaning up the dirty stuff, but then we're going to have ice cream with grandma kind of attitude. We call it the grandmother's law. Do something that you don't like so you can do something that you super like. Clean the dishes, then we go for movies. So tolerate it a little bit, and then we have super fun. But don't expect your dog to tolerate it because you told him to. It's because he's capable of working on it. Because some dogs get easily stressed, and especially guardian dogs have a very low stress tolerance. And the reason why that is, imagine your dog will overcome stress. Just like that. The other day, a minute ago, we saw a wolf. That was fun. We barked a little bit, and the wolf disappeared. No problem, isn't it? And then a minute later, there are 50 wolves coming around us, eating us alive. Great. But what if that dog would not overcome his stress so quickly? And he would think to himself, and what if these guys I not see still around? What if these guys I can smell but not see, and they're still around? Who knows when they come back? But over the thousands of years have established that wolves don't hang around for a very long time because they're hungry. And if they're hungry, they're hangry. When they're hangry, they want to find something to eat. And if they cannot find it there, they're going to go somewhere else. 48 hours later, no wolf around. So dogs have conditioned over a period of thousands of years that you keep your stress up for at least 48 hours. So you're not making the mistake to take it lightly, which means things get piled up. You have the cat from the neighbors, and you have the eagle flying around, and a truck coming in on Tuesday, and then the pizza guy comes next day, and they pile up all these problems. He's never overcome it. Plus, you want your dog around all day long, and he doesn't have time to rest. So your puppy doesn't rest, gets stressed all the time. He's going to get chronic fatigue over time because we're not giving a dog enough rest time. Plus, if your dog doesn't ground out stress, he's going to pile it up, he's going to get sick. And you want that. So you want a healthy puppy. So your puppy needs to rest a lot so he can process a lot, digest a lot, and overcome a lot. Peer a lot. Okay, we need another peer in there just for fun. So, and that we're only talking about noises. Imagine meeting animals. Small dogs, large dogs, fluffy dogs, male dogs, female dogs, older dogs, young dogs, cats, kittens, birds, horses, cows, sheep, rabbits, small mammals, chickens, and the children's fake horse. You see all these animals that happen? And we know that guardian dogs are very sensitive to animals because they need to feel safe around other animals than their family. So no, your dog is not safe around chickens. He needs to learn that chickens are a good thing, right? And we can meet the chickens, but the chickens are dangerous. You know why? Anybody of you has how you call these guys? The big guys with in the morning guys chased you out of the coop. Nice, right? Having a pick on your butt. Imagine how a dog feels like about that. He's going to take him down. Done. Problem solved. So you don't want that. So if you introduce your dog and your puppy, those kind of things, you want to make sure it's safe for them. Imagine you're somebody, friends of yours, you're a very young child, tells you, oh, let's meet the trains. And it gets you in a roller coaster. Crazy, right? How would you think going on a roller coaster teaching a child how to go and train? That's the wrong thing to do. So if you want to educate your puppy about stranger thing, don't throw him in the cold water. Don't scare the dog. Make sure everything is happy and nice. And slowly add some triggers to it. Okay? No, you don't start feeding your dog chicken wings when he has to meet chickens. Because here's the thing, chickens are predators. Everything that has wings is predators, especially for dogs, for guardian dogs. Everything that flies around can be a potential threat, including airplanes, in case your dog is barking in the air and you don't know why. So everything that flies above your dog's head is a danger, which means we need to desensitize your dog about things over his head. Hands, people petting your dog, right? Fans running around on your ceiling. Putting the plastic bag before you put it in the bin, kind of things. All these things are happening around your dog. This is all part of socialization. And then, since we're done with the animals, we have other things. We have the environment. The vet's office, the park, the house, the elevator, car rides, beaches, stairs, stores, playgrounds, crowds, tiles, wood, grasses, concrete, sand, carpet, puddles, mud, bridges, novel objects, staircases. Don't get me started now. Okay? These are environments your dog can be on. So environment is not only what the dog can smell, see, and play with, but also he stands on. Where does my dog pee? Where does my dog poop? He can only pee in the grass. He can only poop in the grass. And what happens if I go on vacation and there is no grass? He's going to pee himself. Right? Why do dogs pee in the house? Because it feels like grass on your carpet? Ah, interesting. So we have to socialize our dogs also when it comes down to potty training in different places, right? In different environments, in different situations, including the air, the wind, and the rain. And then we have handling desensitization, being touched, ears, tail, paws, brushed, bathed, wearing jackets. We have a good example now. Nail clipping, cleaning ears, cleaning eyes, teeth cleaning, teeth check, teeth brushing, drying off, and you know how that long it takes. Brushing, grooming, the shedding, feet examining, being bandaged, having a collar on, a harness on, all these things have to be adjusted. Which means our job is to make that being an amazing experience. And yes, you're going to do one stroke, one treat. One stroke, one treat. One long stroke, one longer treat. You have a bucket, and now you work out of that bucket. We got the bucket list. Let the dog know that if the bucket is present, life is amazing. It's like having a jackpot, right? And you start with introducing him the brush. That gets you this. The more of that, the more of this. Which one do you want? I want more of that. I think this is a great idea. Go slow. Don't go with a comb and try to get these things and the ticks out of his fur. Start slow. I mean, everybody has a relationship. Hey, I like your style. And you drag the person in your bedroom? Ew, that was bad. So if you want your dog to feel safe, you don't grab him and push him in the bathroom and start throwing him water over his head. You want to go slow with it. Making him feel safe in this closed environment that you call bathtub. For your dog, there is no exit. In the bathtub, there is no exit. Everything is round. He doesn't see corners. He's like in a nowhere land, in a twilight zone. So if your dog doesn't explore the bathtub, he doesn't have to get in there. It's slippery, it's tight, he cannot get out. So yeah, why not using a shower? Go to this farm store, get a little bin or a play pool for kids, a double one, put two in between, $9, $18 of investment, fill it up with water and let him plunge around. Let him get used to it. And once he's in there, he's going to have fun with it. And you can start washing your dog. Take a brush, take a water, just water. Start with a leg, work your way up, all the way up to the top. Don't flood your dog. You're not the CIA and try to get this yes out of his mouth. No, you just go slow with it. So this is a little bit idea of what socialization means. And just because it worked yesterday doesn't mean it works today. So you have to do repetitions. just because we're nice yesterday and we had a coffee doesn't mean we're good to get married, right? So you want to go slow, always use consent. Consent is a very key word. You don't educate your kids about that. You also educate your dog about consent. That if you don't like it, it's totally okay to say no and walk away from it. You actually get paid for it. If you don't like it and you walk away, I like it. How do you feel about that?
I like it.
And that was the short version.
And he's right. Every dog's a little bit different. And just because it worked on Wednesday doesn't mean it's going to work on Thursday. Let him walk away. Yep. So, yeah. And I was watching Monty when you were talking. That's one amazing dog.
He is a lover.
He sure is. Look, I mean, geez. Roman doesn't have any Great Pyrenees right now.
He let.
I have a guardian dog, though. I may
Yes, you
not
do.
have a Pyrenee, but I have a rough collie. And the reason why they're rough collies is because they're rough doing the job. So rough collies are guardian dogs and herding dogs at the same time, which is kind of like a cluster. I don't want to say the word. Because they can be challenging as a guardian dog and they can be OCD like a herding dog.
Oh,
So they're obedient.
Sounds like a
yes,
Leon
they're-
murder.
Yeah, sort of, right?
Yeah.
So imagine a border collie is a rough collie minus the herding, minus the guarding, is a border collie. Imagine a rough collie minus the herding, minus the guarding, could be an Australian herding dog.
Yep.
So the good thing is they are waterproof. He can have water and snow on him. He just takes it off and it's gonna dry instantly. But it's a very, very old breed from up Scotland.
Yep.
And I had no clue about those dogs. I mean, I knew about dogs, but never had dealt with. So I was thinking, border collies are difficult. Yeah. Guardian dogs are difficult. Yeah. Stubborn, not so much, but stubbornness is kind of like persistence. They are persistent, but not as bad as the guardian dogs.
Yeah, well,
So
I don't
that's
think
the-
guardians are stubborn. I think they're committed to their job.
Right. The persistence. They want to finish
Yeah.
the job, but they do so, and you cannot tell them otherwise because what they think is right is right, and what they think is wrong. So here we go.
That's right. And they're always right and we're always wrong. You know, it's just something like being married sometimes.
So if
Wow.
you guys have any questions to desensitization, let me know. And of course, if you want to have that list, it comes with a price.
Just the
So-
donated dollar even. That's the price.
Yeah, you know what? Because somebody, I'm not saying any names, does a lot of work behind the scenes that you don't see. And I think we should support that. So I donate my list for that, and you guys donate your parts. Everybody donates something.
Now it says there to donate to New Hope Pyrs, but you can also donate to GPRS. That'll get you that list too. So either one.
Other than politics, donate whatever you want, anywhere.
That's right.
right.
Hey, speaking of politics, you had a big day the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm one of
Guess
yours
what?
now.
He's one of
I
us.
can become a president. Not before yesterday, but since yesterday.
That's
I can
right.
become a president.
Roman's now a legitimate U.S. citizen.
Awesome.
How
I was
long did
legal
that
before
take?
too, but now
How long did that process take?
Well, it's a process. 15 years,
15 years
give or take. Yeah.
Wow.
and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, considering lawyers and stuff like that. That was a
right.
little bit of
Well,
a
yeah,
up
there's
and
some of
down.
that you have to have lawyer involved.
Yeah.
But you see, those of us that now here's the thing. Did you now you're married to a U.S. citizen? Did you still have to go through the citizenship like that?
Of course.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't know how that worked.
You know, You're only legal citizen if you're born into a family that one is American. Even if
Not
you're
married
born in
into a
US, you
family.
become a citizen. But if you're married to US, you can apply for citizenship. You will have benefits, or like the
Okay.
advanced. But no, you don't have any advantage otherwise.
Okay. All right. So that's why you pursued your trail.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And besides that, if you're married and you become a citizen, what happens if you divorce? You're
Well,
automatically
I
not a
pay
citizen
taxes, I
again?
do everything, but I don't have any other rights than that other than paying taxes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I
Well,
can
that's
go
a
on my
long
complain
process.
about things, but that's pretty much it I can do.
Yeah.
I can run for office, but not for. I'm not getting any far with that.
Well, you can run for president.
Now I can.
Now you can. That's right. Now you were here on a
Period.
green card,
Period.
right?
Then.
You were here on a
Sorry, what?
green card, but that
Yeah.
didn't. But that wouldn't let you vote, would it?
No voting.
Okay, but now you can vote.
Complaining, yes. Voting, no.
You can complain, but you couldn't vote. Gotcha. All right. Wow, Roman, what a that was a lot of information,
Mm-hmm.
and that wasn't even a tip of it, was it?
Nope.
So, and the thing of it is he called it puppy socialization. You see, you can do that with the adults too. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Now,
It
the
would be a
older
little
they
bit more
get, the
difficult.
less impressionable they're going to be.
I would say the other way. I mean, the age doesn't make any difference, but the amount of negative experience a dog has, you have to bring that to neutral before
Good
you
point.
go
Yeah,
to plus.
that's right.
It's like the faster you speed, the longer it takes to slow down and put reverse because you have to still go to neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
even if
when
you
you
have a
start out
dog,
with, go ahead.
even if you have a dog that just came from rescue and everybody told you the dog is fine with cats and the chickens and it was fine with kids, that was their home with that experience.
Right.
It doesn't automatically transfer to somebody else. Just because you're a good partner to your ex doesn't mean you're a good partner to your future. We don't know. Everything has to be established. So we have to go slow and assume nothing, expect nothing, and do a lot to help your dog get socialized. However, you can over socialize your dog, which I forgot to say. Missed it on a long list. You can overdo it. Too much, too fast, too quick in a short period of time gets you exactly the opposite effect. The more you do, the faster you do it, the more it's going to bounce back, hits you back. Because of
And
the piling up I told you earlier. That.
Yeah, never assume your dog is good in any situations because chances are they're not.
Right.
You have to teach them to be good with you in the situation. You're the go-to. You're always the go-to because the dog's always safe with you. Wow. I just got a message from Lori that says I did a thing, and there's a picture of Great Pyrenees puppies. And now there's a video.
Okay.
So, yep, looks like she might have done a thing. Shame she's not watching the show right now. She's out getting puppies.
Right.
Now, I don't know what she's transporting. I don't know what she's doing. But, hey, that's one way to get over losing your Newfoundland. Get a bunch of puppies. That'll keep your mind busy. You might lose your sanity, but it'll keep your mind busy. Just always remember, don't get a Great Pyrenees with a goal to make them look like that. Right, Molly? Wow. We're going to call it a day early, 10 minutes early. Roman's always available. If you need help with your dog, it's holisticdogtraining.org. Simple as that. That's where you go. Okay. And, I mean, you just got a sample of it.
Tiny sample.
A little bit.
I have more in my guardian course if you guys are interested, especially people who want to adopt guardian dogs or have the idea I would love to have a guardian dog. What does it look like? Instead of going through Facebook and figure things out on your own, and sometimes you're gonna get right, sometimes you can only read what you like to read. In that course, you're gonna learn everything that's necessary for you to kind of call yourself, I'm a well-informed guardian breed parent. Expert? No, but ready to go with it.
There
And
are no
I think-
experts.
And I think rescues should take that in consideration, see how much effort those people put into proper experience for them to have a good priority over others who don't have that experience. Because just having 3 dogs in the past doesn't make you still experienced until you understand the theory, learning theory, the troubleshooting skills and things that you have to put right. And yeah, those courses have also questions that you have to answer because you get a certificate, not just of attendance, actually graduating from it. And I think that's a good thing to do, to have somebody to go back and remember things. And that's a course that usually is being updated. So questions people ask and information they want to know goes into that course, and it's become bigger and bigger and bigger.
So,
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you'll like it. You'll enjoy it. So
Yeah, you have been through that, right? Yeah, you have played with it a little
I
bit.
proofread it. I proofread part of it. The early on when you first did it. And you don't go if you go away without learning something, that means you slept through it. So wake up. But anyway,
Or you didn't have a screen.
there's no such thing as, I mean, for those of us that's had multiple Great Pyrenees, there isn't a day that doesn't. There is not a day that goes by you think, "Wow, that's new." So
You're heavier.
but anyway, all right. Wow. Now me and Roman talked about last night a little bit about a topic. It could turn into more than one, multiple parts, with all the different people telling you how to train your dogs. All right. Well, you got some people telling you to yank on the collar. You got some people saying, don't do that. You got some people saying to electrocute him. You got some people saying, don't do that. Who do you believe? We're going to try to make some sense out of all this for you. Okay. We're not going to tell you who to believe. We're going to give you the information so you can make your decision on what sounds right to you. Okay. Does that
Sounds like a
sound
good
fair,
plan.
Roman?
Being informed is better than somebody tells you what to do.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Because besides that, if you're like me, somebody tells me what to do, I ain't going to like it. If you're going to say, oh, you got to do it that way because that won't work. Well, wait a minute. That just worked for me.
You sound like a Pyrenees.
Sure does. Must be Monty's pal, that little dog. Oh, might have been Melanie.
No.
Melanie, you got to stop barking during the show. Thank you for coming, Roman.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you. We'll see you next time, and we're out of here. Bye, everybody. Thanks for wow. Thanks for bringing Monty on. God, he's something, isn't he? Look at that face. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where you go adopt Mormont, not Monty, Mormont. Okay. So you got Lisa might be able to figure out how to get Monty up there in parentheses, maybe.
We'll do that.
All right. Okay, everybody. Bye now. See you next week.
Bye.